Hey y'all, so today I'm going to be doing a different type of video. I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial slash get ready with me slash kind of chit chat. And first off, I'm starting off with this Revive Primer. I already prepped my face. So this is like my first kind of video like this. I've never really, I think I've done 2 videos in front of the camera, but I'm really trying to like grow my social media. I also have like a small business, so I really want to kind of help grow that as well. And so I feel like the best way to get on there is kind of like for y'all to get to know me personally. So I'm gonna tell y'all a few things about myself. So my name's Mackenzie. I am 20 years old. Wow, that just like feels crazy because I feel so old. I'm gonna be a junior at UGA and I'm majoring in fashion merchandising. I want to own my own boutique one day, and I am kind of starting like to build that from the ground up with my brand Step on Saturdays. I've started selling jewelry and game day stickers and kind of like trying to get that off the ground and running. Another thing too is I have ADHD. I've like had it my whole life, and I also have anxiety, and I've just recently started taking my anxiety medicine consistently, and I'm going in with the MCO Beauty Flawless Glow. And so that's really helped me. Like, I have always been kind of a shy person, like very shy. Also have ADHD, like, and I like get like ADHD tics, so it makes me kind of self-conscious. But since I've started taking my anxiety medicine, I've really stopped kind of worrying about like how other people perceive me. And it's finally like at 20 years old, I've like started to like actually like not care what people think as much, which is crazy. But like that's kind of one of the things that like you just kind of gotta figure out with age. And I'm going in with this Glossier foundation. This foundation applies so gorgeous, literally like perfect. And then I'm gonna go over this with Dolce Glow to like kind of match my body tan to my face tan, because I don't tan my face because I use tretinoin and go to the dermatologist. So I don't really like. Oh, did I just get my hair in there? No. Okay, good. So my skin's really peely, so I can't really use like any kind of face self tanner, or else it'll look very bad and patchy. But yeah, I'm going in. This Glossier foundation is literally my favorite foundation I've ever tried. I used to use the NARS one, and that's like perfect for like medium coverage, but I just don't love a very like heavy coverage foundation. Like I like a little bit of like kind of like a skin tint type deal. And I'm just going in. I'm using the camera as my mirror. And yeah, some other things about me, let me think. I have a February birthday, which I feel like is kind of uncommon. Like I feel like you don't hear about too many like February birthdays. And my favorite holiday is Christmas. I love everything Christmas. I don't really know, like I did Vlogmas this year, so I don't really know if I want to do that again, or like what I'm doing. And then with this, I'm going in with this NARS concealer in Radiant Creamy. And then, so this is one of my biggest tricks too also. So I'm going in, so they gave my sorority, Patrice, like very generously gifted all of my sorority this under eye brightener, and it's literally so perfect to get like that pretty like under eye that's brighter than like the rest of your face, but like not like in a bad way. So I'm gonna take this little concealer brush, and these brushes are from Walmart, and then dip it in there a little bit, and then kind of dot it under my eye like so. You kind of gotta get like a really like creamy base to get like that nice finish, because I feel like whenever you go with powder like a kind of matte base, like it kind of messes it up because you like kind of aren't balancing it out enough. I'm back, sorry, my sister called me. So I am gonna go in. I have this Haus Labs blush stick in Glossy Rosette, and then I'm trying to use up my OIS contour. I don't love it. I just recently switched over to the Patrick Ta one, and I like it so much better. It's just like kind of messy. So I'm gonna go in right here, right here, right here, and right here, and then a tiny bit under my jaw, and like a little bit on my nose. And then I kind of have like a designated bronzer brush. Also another thing, like you kind of have to have like a designated brush for everything too. So I'm just gonna like tap it, and then like also a lot of it too, like you're gonna not really like see it under the powder, so you kind of have to go in like very heavy handedly. Like it looks like I just put dirt on my nose, but I promise like once I do my powder, it's not gonna look so muddy. And I'm just like going in and looking in the mirror, making sure it looks like even on my end. And then you kind of gotta go in like a fish. You can kind of like shift your jaw to the side and like just blend it out. And making sure like it's kind of gonna look like a paint streak. Also, like, this is gonna take a while, so if you're not trying to watch like a 10-minute video, you can go ahead and scroll. Okay, and then go in on the head, or on the forehead. And it's just gonna look like a line, but like trust the process. You gotta just kind of trust it, or else you're gonna look like you look insane. Or you're gonna like mess it up. Okay, so next I'm gonna go with my blush. And I just do a little heart because I think it's cute. And also it's like the perfect amount of blush to like blend this out. And like I said, remember like your products, you gotta look like pretty intense for it to like get the full effect under the powder. Because I feel like what a lot of people do is they just kind of like let it like blend it out like pretty like normally and don't use like a lot of product, and then like you can't really see it under the powder, or like a lot of people just don't even use powder at all. But that is, I don't know, especially like in this Georgia heat, like, and yeah, you're gonna look insane. So next is, this is the step where you kind of fix it a little bit. So I'm gonna take this and do like a little circle, and then up my nose, and then like right here in the forehead area. Then I'm going to blend it out with a little concealer brush. And also another thing you can do, I only do this sometimes, but it's completely optional, is you just take a little line, and take a little line, and do something to kind of separate the blush from the contour, but also like kind of like chiseling in your jawline a little bit. And like I'm telling y'all, like trust the process because it looks insane whenever you first do it. Like I hate when people walk in and I'm doing my makeup because it just looks like crazy. Okay, so now that you look insane, we're going to go in with a highlighter. I use the Fenty one in Ice Cream. In all my products, like for my base products, I use cream because powder just doesn't really work with my skin type because it's very like combo. Trying to find my highlight brush. Here we go. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I had to extend the video. So after you do the concealer and the blush and the highlight and the bronzer, so next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my eyeshadow. I think today, like sometimes I kind of go for like a cohesive like Charlotte Tilbury look. So I have these. I think I'm gonna go, actually I feel like I kind of want to do this. Just kidding, I'm switching it up. I'm doing, where is my eyeshadow? Right here. So I'm going in with the Makeup by Mario Master Matte. And I think I'm gonna go in today with like this lighter brown shade right here. Sometimes I like a little bit heavy eyeshadow, but sometimes I kind of want to go lighter. And also I have hooded eyes, so it's like even if I put eyeshadow on, you can like barely see it. Which is perfect because I mess up a lot too. Okay, so after I do that, I'm going to curl my lashes. So I got this heated eyelash curler from TJ Maxx, and it's Plum Beauty. And so I'm just gonna let that heat up. Jeez. I'm gonna let that heat up while I do my other stuff. So I'm gonna go in and do my powder products now. So first I'm going to start off with, I think, I'm gonna just see what I can find first. my powder blush. So I'm using the Lawless Make Me Blush Talc Free Velvet Blush in Indian Summer. And I'm just kind of taking it, obviously, like all my products, you know. I love them and use them a ton because they look like that. And yeah, like you've got to look like insane. Like you've got to look like you have like crazy blush blindness. And then bronzer, so I'm going in with this Patrick Ta Duo. And it's kind of hard to open. Here you go. And I like it because it has both. Like I'm almost out of my cream contour and I was out of my powder bronzer. So I'm just gonna go in and kind of like carve out my cheeks again. Kind of just going over what you've already done. Got a little bit down here, but not a ton because it's not gonna be super powdery. My nose. My forehead. Just kind of swiping it across. And yeah, and then I'm gonna go in with the Jeffree Star Diamond Wet Supreme Frost Highlighter. I saw this on TikTok shop, and I've always kind of liked Jeffree Star, but I've never really like used his products before. And let me tell y'all, this is like literally the prettiest highlighter ever. So I'm just gonna go in very lightly, cause like it's not crazy fine glitter, like it's pretty like not chunky glitter, but like you can like obviously see like the glitter flakes. So that's my only complaint about it. Like it's so pretty other than that, but like literally it's just like so gorgeous, like you can see. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with, what step am I on? Oh, okay. So now I'm gonna get out my powder. So I use two different things. I use this Maybelline Fit Me, and then I have this little tiny, ooh, I just realized I got foundation on my hand. The Maybelline Fit Me powder and the Kosas powder, and I'm just going to take a tiny bit of this Kosas powder. Obviously I don't have much, but just gonna keep it and tap it. Okay. Oh wow, I accidentally put out a lot. And I'm just gonna take it. It got like all over my vanity. It's awesome because I just cleaned this. And like, you're gonna look scary. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that. Like, you gotta look insane before you look good. Yeah, so I'm going in with this pink one under my eyes, and then I'm gonna do the rest of my face. And you're gonna kind of need like a lot of powder. And I'm gonna go over the pink with a little bit of this like nude powder. And like, see like what I said when I said like you're gonna like barely be able to see your blush. And make sure with the powder that you're just kind of tapping it instead of like rubbing it in, because if you rub it in, it just kind of looks like cakey and it doesn't look that good. And then I'm gonna take it under my chin with just like a tiny, tiny bit. And make sure you're getting like all the nooks and crannies, like under your eyes. And just keep dabbing it. then like in between, and then we're gonna let that sit for 10 minutes. So I went ahead and did my mascara off camera. I use, because this video was just getting too long, the Ilia Limitless Lash, and then I went back in with my Pat McGrath in the pink shade, and then I did my lips with the Pillow Talk medium liner, and then went in with the Pillow Talk medium lipstick, and then I'm about to do lip oil. So I just use this Lawless plumping gloss. And I'm just going in, and it makes them like such a pretty shade of pink. And then now I'm gonna take off this pretty. Okay, so now I'm gonna buff off my powder. And like I promise you, like even though like in the like intense light it like looks like still kind of insane, like trust, like in pictures and like in real life it looks really good. Because like you have to think like you're not gonna be in this much lighting whenever you do it. And I'm gonna turn off my ring light so y'all can kind of see what I'm talking about, and my lamp. Like this is what you're gonna look like, and like with the hair, or with hair. So cute. And then I'm about to go in with the Dolce Glow, and I'll be right back to do that. Okay, so I went in with a beauty blender to kind of buff out like the top of my head. That's like one of my hacks, is to go in like after your powder with a beauty blender to kind of like make it blend all seamlessly. Then I'm just gonna shake my Dolce Glow. And use it as a setting spray. You kind of gotta use a lot, but like this bottle, a little kind of like goes a long way with as much mist as you use. And then for my final step, I'm going in with the One Size Till Dawn setting spray, because you know it's hot in Georgia and this is basically like hairspray. And yeah, that's the end of my makeup tutorial. Y'all have a great day and see y'all later.